Hello and welcome back to my channel, Craft Time by Casey. I am Casey and today I am super excited. These are the quick, easy stretch bracelets that I will be making. And most of the components came from either the Bargain Bead Box for the month of October 2024 or from my most recent Beebeecraft order. And I will have all the information linked down below. And if you are interested in either the Bargain Bead Box or beebeecraft.com, I will have all the information in the description box below. I definitely think you should go check both of them out. As you can see here, the items can blend together so nicely. And when you check them out, don't forget to use my codes for the Bargain Bead Box. My code is Casey2, and that code will get you $2 off your first order from their website or $2 off your first month's subscription. And for beebeecraft.com, my code is Casey10, and that code will get you 10% off your entire order. So if you would like to see how these bracelets came about, then stay tuned. I'm going to start with the tools that I will be using. I have one set of cutters and one set of round nose pliers. And I want to briefly mention my tool set. It is the Casual Comfort tool set, and as the name suggests, these are the most comfortable tools that I have found. They are very high quality, very well made, and the biggest thing for me is the size, and I do think that helps to lead to the comfort. As you can see, they're a little bit bigger. A lot of times jewelry making tools will be made like this, quite a bit smaller. You can see the grips on them are a little bit smaller as well, and these Casual Comfort tools just seem to be made for adult size hands. And I know these small ones certainly function, but for me, I just can't imagine using anything else. So I will have these tools listed below, along with everything else I use in the video that did not come from my Beebeecraft order or from the Bargain Bead Box. I'm also going to be using my Gorilla Glue, and this is the Super Glue Gel. The XL is just the size, but I really recommend this Super Glue Gel. You need very little of it, and it is not corrosive. It lasts, and I absolutely love it. I will also be using the Beebeecraft Crystal String, and this is the one that I purchased, and it came with both black and clear. This is two pretty large spools that I bought. I'm not sure, when I was looking at it right before making this video, I don't know that the one that I purchased that had these two spools together is still available, but I did see it where you could get one or the other. So I recommend this as well as far as stretchy string for stretch bracelets, very high quality string. And I will also link below the opening videos that I did for both the Bargain Bead Box and my Beebeecraft order. And for the bracelet that I'm making in this video, the highlighted beads are these rainbow Jasper beads. They're absolutely beautiful. It's one of my favorite things that came in the Bargain Bead Box. These are just gorgeous. And for my Beebeecraft order, I am using these 6mm pearls, and as you can see, very high quality, absolutely beautiful color. From my own stash, I'm using a couple of my bails, and this, as you will see, I'll be able to connect the charms that I'm going to be using. So I've already cut a piece of string, and I have it about 12 inches, and that's just to give me enough string to tie it. You could probably get away with using a little bit less. I like to start by pre-stretching it, so I just kind of pull it every inch or so down the string just to kind of warm it up. And the way I make it, I'm going to use one of my bead bugs, and you just kind of pinch it and put it on one end, and that way the beads don't fall off the other end. And then after this, it's simply the order of the beads. I'm going to start with a bail, so I'm going to have bails on opposite ends of the bracelet, so I'll have a charm hanging off either side. So this is kind of the repeating order. I have one of the 6mm pearls and of course the bead caps on either side that came in the Bargain Bead Box, and then the two gemstones there with the bead there in the center. So I'm going to do this a couple times down the bracelet. So here is the strand, and as you can see, I repeated that component here one more time, and then the few that I put in the center right there with that second bail, and once it's tied together, you'll see that the bails are exactly opposite each other. And then I repeated that component twice on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off the bead bug. And when you use this Gorilla Glue, you do need to shake it up. And here is how I make the knot. And I'll say this before, when I make the knot on a stretch bracelet, I try to use something that has a wide hole next to it. That way I can hide the knot under a bead or under a bail or under something. So when you look at the bracelet, the knot isn't shown. So I start with a simple over-under knot, just like you're tying your shoes. And I do that one more time to make it a knot. Then the third and final thing that I do, I wrap it around once, just like previously, and then I do it one more time, just like that, and then I pull it snug. And here, you're gonna pull it a couple times. I'm just gonna stand here, almost like you're playing with it, but just kind of pull it snug, and then I kind of stretch it back and it'll loosen it up a little bit. Then I tie it again, pull on it, and then I'm gonna hold it open with one hand. I'm gonna have 2 fingers on the bead up here and 2 fingers on this pearl. And the bail is gonna be kind of mobile, and that whatever bead that you have that has that wide hole needs to be mobile. That way you can slide it over the knot when you glue it. So I'm gonna take my cutters and get close. Cut off that one side, cut off the other. Then I'm gonna take my Gorilla Glue and get just a little bit on that knot. Kind of smash it in. Make sure the knot is coated. Don't really need a whole lot. And then I'm gonna take that bail, slide it over the knot, and let either side go. Just like that. And of course, obviously it's wet underneath there, so you don't want to be pulling on it too much. You want to give it a little bit of time to dry. And while we're setting this aside, we'll go ahead and make the charms. So I have a ball and pin, and I'm using another one of the larger Jasper stones with a bead cap on either side and one of the pearls. I'm gonna set it on my finger, hold on to the beads, going with my round nose pliers just above that top bead. Bend it back with my fingers. You can see you got the start of a nice loop there. Going with my cutters right into that loop. And before I close the loop, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the loop of the bail. And then go in with my round nose pliers and curl that loop closed. Just like that. So now that makes a beautiful charm, exactly matching the stones in the bracelet. And then for the other one, I'm simply going to use one of the pine cone charms that came in the Bargain Bead Box. I'm going to take a 4mm jump ring, open it, put on the pine cone, and put it on the loop on the bail. And then close that jump ring. Just like that. And there is the finished bracelet. And as this is the one that I just made, I am not going to pull it because I want to give it a chance to dry underneath the bail. But I did make several others from the beads in the bead box, and I made them exactly in the same method as far as tying the knot, stretching it, adding some different charms onto it. So I want to show you a few of the others that I made. So here is one, and I used one of the links from the Bargain Bead Box to add the charm onto this one. And of course the Rainbow Jasper, same bead caps, And these are the spacer beads from the Bargain Bead Box. And these rondelles here are from my order from Beebeecraft. Absolutely beautiful. And this one I made yesterday. So this one is something that I can stretch because it's already sat and solidified. So really pretty stretch bracelet. And here's another one. And you can see this one, I added several bails to it so I could use lots of charms. And I have the pearls from the Beebeecraft order and bails from my own stash, the pinecone charms, and the rainbow jasper from the Bargain Bead Box. It was just almost perfect how well these two orders went together. And this one had the Jasper Nugget beads. Really, really pretty. And of course, charm done in the same way. Rondelles from the Beebeecraft order. Very, very nice. And here is the last one. And one thing I noticed that was really cool between the two bead boxes, between my order from Beebeecraft and the Bargain Bead Box, they both had these beautiful green strands. So I have the gemstones here from my Beebeecraft order, which just absolutely beautiful. And from the Bargain Bead Box, these English cut, beautiful round beads, and putting them together it just really made sense. And of course the charm, again with another bail from my own stash, just really came together nicely. So here are all the stretch bracelets that I made, and I will set these up on my display so that we can see them better. All right, so here they are, and I absolutely love them. I love how they came out. I love the charms. I do think my order from Beebeecraft and this month's subscription box from Bargain Bead Box, they just came together so nicely and they look so good combined up here. So once again, if you are interested in either the Bargain Bead Box or beebeecraft.com, I definitely think that you should be. I will have all the information in the description box below. And when you go check either one or both of them out, you definitely want to make sure you use my codes. And for the Bargain Bead Box, that code is Casey2, and that code will get you $2 off your first order from their website or $2 off your first month's subscription. And for beebeecraft.com, my code is Casey10, and that code will get you 10% off your entire order from their website, even off the sale prices, and their website has really reasonably priced items, and that code will get you 10% off of all of it. It's so worth it. So if you like this video and you want to see other videos just like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and give me a like. Leave a comment. I absolutely love reading my comments. You guys are so kind, and I definitely look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.